Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, making a difference.
For the first time in recent years, members of the National Assembly have endorsed nominations into the governing board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, without reservations. Our correspondent, who was at the recent Senate screening and confirmation of President Bola Tinubu's nominees into the newly constituted NDDC board, reports that the senators were unanimous in their endorsement of the new managers of the commission.
President Bola Tinubu had on the 29th of August this year constituted a 17-member governing board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. When recently the nominees appeared before the Senate for confirmation, they were asked to take a bow, except for the newly appointed board chairman, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, and reappointed managing director and chief executive officer of the commission, Dr. Samuel Obuku, who were screened by the lawmakers. During their screening, the two NDDC helmsmen assured President Bola Tinubu and the lawmakers of their commitment to improve service delivery by the NDDC.
We inherited NDDC from where we met it, and I believe we have been able to do a lot to ensure that we reposition NDDC, because my vision was to make NDDC a platform that will accelerate the development of the Niger Delta and to bring about prosperity and development to the people of the Niger Delta.
I want to assure Nigerians on behalf of the 16 other nominees that we will not breach the confidence reposed in us by Mr. President.
After scrutinizing the credentials of the NDDC board nominees, the senators were unanimous in their submission that Mr. President's nominees were round pegs in round holes. Senator Henry Seriake Dixon, representing Bayelsa West, and Senator Barry Impigi, representing Rivers Southeast, had passed a vote of confidence in Dr. Obuku, who until his reappointment and subsequent confirmation directed affairs of the NDDC in acting capacity.
The MD nominee, all of us from Bayelsa are pleased with Mr. President's re-nomination, even though we are of different political parties and tendencies. We believe that this is a young man who, if given another opportunity, with what he has been able to demonstrate within this short period, has capacity to do even more.
Mr. President, let me just say, from the ND, for the period he has stayed, I think we've seen a kind of even and what the Senate President will describe as uncommon development that we have seen within the Niger Delta.
The recent confirmation of the NDDC board nominees was devoid of hostilities characterizing the process in time past. It would be recalled that in August 2019, former President Buhari constituted a 15-member NDDC board led by Pius Odubu and later kept it in abeyance for its erroneous constitution. President Buhari had communicated accordingly to the National Assembly, but the 9th Senate, led by Senator Ahmed Lawan, went ahead to confirm the Pius Odubu-led board. At the time, the National Assembly was at daggers drawn with successive interim administrations appointed to oversee affairs of the NDDC, a situation that led to the non-passage of the Commission's annual budgets for 3 years. However, there are indications that the relationship between the NDDC and the National Assembly has improved significantly under the 10th Assembly. Many attribute this development to President Tinubu's responsive leadership, which became evident when recently he bowed to pressures from the government and people of Ondo and Cross River states to replace their representatives nominated into the governing board of the NDDC. As a matter of fact, Senate President Godswill Akpabio confirms that indeed there is a new bond of friendship between the NDDC and the National Assembly when he makes a case of adequate funding of the Commission to enable it carry out its obligations to blighted communities in the Niger Delta.
The last count, the IOCs were owing about $5.6 billion and 649 billion naira to the Niger Delta Development Commission. So people talk about NDDC, but a lot of people are not aware that the monies are not coming in because these people have failed to do what they would have done. And then you are now forced to depend on the 50, 60, 80 billion a year budgeted by the federal government. So you actually need the parliament. By parliament, I mean both chambers of the Senate and the House of Representatives to look at your law, rejig it.
The implication of the renewed cordial relationship between the National Assembly and the NDDC goes to suggest that the days of undue political interference and legislative tyranny over the commission are gone for good. The expectation is that this development will give the NDDC some breathing space to focus on its statutory obligation of transforming the Niger Delta and douse tension in agitated communities.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, making a difference.
Inside the Niger Delta,